Well, it is a very nice day outside. And like the old saying goes, the time has come. This is MLB The Show 21. And it's time! So for today's contest, it's going to be the San Francisco Giants at the St. Louis Cardinals in the division series. So for the Giants, you have your boy Toad, but for the St. Louis Cardinals, we have two debuting players. In fact, I'll show it to you right now. Our first player is our good friend Ash Princess. The other is a good time friend of mine, a good long-time friend of mine, I should say. Someone who I've been friends with longer than Princess, my good friend Kevin Dickey. And yes, that's his name, don't make fun of it. Also, hello to Joshua James and Crimson Ninja. So, without any further ado, let me just let Ash and Kevin know that they have their game, and it's up next. Well, one thing I did do was I did get what is it? I got Mario Golf Super Rush. I did get that game. Alright, so let me just get Miss Princess out here. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Both Joshua and Crimson. Oh, shoot. Oh, right. I gotta do this. But anyway, so as I'm setting up, this would be a good time for you guys to go get some snacks and drinks and things like that. Just tired as usual? Alright. Okay, there we go. Well, hopefully you'll get some rest and whatnot, because I know that if you don't get your rest, you're not going to be at your best. That rhymed, but no, seriously, you know, you got to get your rest as much as you can. I mean, you can only do so much. It's not even funny, but okay. Alright. There we go. Alright, so the other person is my good friend Kevin. Just letting him know at the moment. And also, not sure if Clinton's going to be available, but it would be nice to have someone in the booth. But first things first, we'll just get Kevin out. Alright, so okay. So also, while I wasn't busy, like whenever I had some free time, I was also working on what will turn out to be the last NHL season for NHL 19, as eventually I knew I was going to eventually get to a new game, but I never got around to it until now, so there you go. But I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope everyone is staying safe, and I hope everyone is, you know, just not doing anything that would be outlandish or crazy. You know, there's always that threat, but you know, but that really should just go without saying. Also, let me double check to see if okay. Okay. All right. So we'll start in about the next minute. These playoff series have been, you know, nothing short of amazing. Some surprises, definitely, but that's what I like about playoff baseball, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoy it as much as I do. You know. Oh, okay, so I got a message from Kevin. Okay. Well, alright, so I just got a message from Kevin, so I just wanted to answer that. Alright, so last game we saw Chicago get the win over the Los Angeles Angels, but now it's time for the San Francisco Giants taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. And without any further ado, let's get to it. Yes. Wait, all the preceding games, what? Oh, never mind, alright. Alright. Okay, so we don't have any pitchers, but the pitching matchup is going to be Kevin Gausman against Jack Flaherty. And on the left, you have your boy Toad hitting 8th in the lineup. But then the Cardinals have added a 1-2 punch in the form of Ashley Princess, or Ash Princess for short, and our very own Kevin Dickey.
MLB The Show is your home for postseason baseball. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the San Francisco Giants and the St. Louis Cardinals.
I just noticed on the top there that they have the logo for, well, on the West Coast it's called Carl's Jr., but in the East Coast it's called Hardee's. So it's kind of funny that they had the logo, just not the name. I just found that funny. Alright, well there you see Princess, or Ash. Alright, we're about to start. So now the Giants, they won their game against the New York Mets. Yeah, they beat the Mets to get into the playoffs, and they were the highest seed of the 3 teams that made it into the postseason proper. and they were able to get a first-round bye from the wild card and make it to the division series to take on the number 2 seed, St. Louis, who has been waiting since the chase began. And our first pitch is in for a strike, and we begin with the Tommy La Stella.
Sun goes down 56 degrees here at first pitch.
Nice attention to detail in this game.
That's a foul ball off to the left.
And Flaherty. Flaherty, that's it. And then fouled away by La Stella. I mean, yes, even though I am on the Giants, I am going to stay neutral as much as I can. And a pop-up, but still foul. All right, so it's an even count right now.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of
I mean, a strikeout, an out, a hit, a home run, that can set the tone for the rest of the game. It all just depends on what happens. And he hits it, but it is hooked foul.
Here's the pitch on 2-2. And he fouls this one off.
And so far, La Stella has made it very tough for Flaherty to get him out. Also, hey, what's up, Cruz? And a strikeout finally, and it took 9 pitches to do it.
The thing to know is not all strikeouts are created equal. Right there, he goes down on strikes, but he really made.
Well, Flaherty had to earn that one, but also, what's up, Cruz?
First inning, it can have an effect on how deep he's going to be able to go into this start. There's a big difference between that and going down on 3 or 4 pitches.
Yep, got you on the list there, but what's up, man?
Yeah, still trying to hold back on the swing, but he went around for the first strike.
All right, well, up next is Donovan Solano, and he's hit for average. Tired and drunk and wrestling with my cousin and boss right now. Well, I mean, obviously, well, I mean, you gotta, I don't know what to tell you other than just to get some rest and, you know, ease off on the drinking a little bit, you know.
Just getting started here in St. Louis.
Because the last person I want to fight is my boss. Oh, nice dive by the third baseman, and they get the out at first. Great play. Nice catch there. Well, nice dive there, and nice throw to the first base, and there you go. We were play fighting. Well, even still, you know, could have hurt yourself, and you could have hurt someone else, you know. And I'm not saying that just to, you know, be mean or anything like that. I'm just, you know, concerned, that's all. Now, also, hey, Walter, what's up, man? Well, Walter, this game is important for you, my friend, because whoever wins this, you could potentially face in the National League Championship Series. Or championship game, rather. But still. Not yet. After the season's over, I'll put you on the team. It's the least I can do. It's just that because we already started, and we're already in the middle of it, we'll have to wait until the start of the next one. But yeah, but for Walter, yeah. You could very well face the Giants. You could very well face St. Louis. Either way, you have the home field and hit right to the first baseman, and that's the end of the top of the half, the first. And there you see the championship banners that they've held. They were a force in the 40s. They also had a couple in the 60s. They let go of Fandango and Tyler Breeze. I mean, those guys have potential, but they never fulfilled it, unfortunately.
His best outpitch is that split finger. He's kind of been a guy that's bounced around between
Well,
the starting
I mean, if your boss is a very lax person, then all right, not a problem. Well, up next is the debut of Ash Princess, as she's always wanted to, you know, be in the majors and play for the St. Louis Cardinals. Also, let me just see if Princess got the message, because I think I sent it to her, but I'm not sure. Let me double check here. Oh, hey. Okay. Either that or maybe she's busy with other stuff. Anyway, fouled. And the count is 2-1. And on deck is my boy Kevin Dickey, my good friend Kevin Dickey, and that's another guy that's going to be making his debut. I mean, he's waited the best part of a year for this, and it all comes down to this. And Princess will take the walk.
As if things aren't tough enough here playing in this hostile environment, he walks the leadoff hitter, and oh yeah, he's a threat to run every time he gets on base. Not the way he wanted to start. And
I noticed that Princess got herself jacked for this game, and now here's Kevin Dickey, who is the power man of this whole thing. And that could have been bad if that could have been bad for Princess if she had gotten tagged out. Doing good, getting ready to watch SmackDown on Fox. And a strike at the bottom part of the strike zone. Oh, stolen base. And successful. And Princess gets her first stolen base.
Gets a lead that big, and plus this catcher's not known for having a cannon of an arm.
So now we have a runner in scoring position, and it's the matchup between two Kevins, Dickey and Gossman.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that
right now the St. Louis Cardinals have an opportunity to bust this open to start off with. Fans are going nuts here. And fouled off, still in there. Yep, the Atlanta Braves are ready, and they'll get their turn pretty soon. And up next is Paul Volsschmidt, and yeah, he's not an easy out either. And still fouls it away. And if nothing else, that builds up the pitch count for Gossman.
Fouled away.
Still building it up. Eight pitches this at bat here.
And this pitch misses here as well.
And that's another walk. Well, for Gossman, I mean, sure, he's no. Oh, what's his face? I almost forget. I already forget his name already.
So now here is Paul Volsschmidt looking to put them ahead early with this at bat.
I'm trying to remember the name of the ace that San Francisco had. Ooh, nice swing and a miss there, and good pitch by Gossman to get him to swing and miss.
Hot water in this first inning, but if he can start throwing his slider effectively like that, he has a lot better chance of settling into this game.
Here it comes.
Oh, Madison Bumgarner. That was who I was thinking of.
Right fielder is on the run. And
So yeah, Gossman is no Madison Bumgarner. But so far, he has not gotten an out right here, with two runners on base. Oh, and that's gonna that's a hit batter, and that's going to load the bases for Nolan Aronado. Can't talk. Yeah, I was so surprised that out of all the opponents I could have been given, I lose to Barney. Barney the freaking dinosaur. Anyway, swing and a miss by Aronado. Aronado, sorry. I mispronounced his name earlier, but Aronado has a big chance to really bust this open. And already down 0-2. Hey, Ashley, you're just in time. You're already on base, and that's a strikeout to Nolan Aronado. They needed that one, did the Giants.
Their way on close pitches, but not this time. I think that was actually a good take, but on 2 strikes, anything that close can go either way.
So right now, Ashley, you're on the bases, at third base more specifically. Well, next is Dylan Carson. If anything, he probably should be a cleanup hitter, but at least looking at the numbers he has, but we'll see if he can come through. 0-2 already. First round pick in the 2016 MLB draft. I didn't even know that. But yeah, Ashley did a great... Ashley, I mean, you did a great show earlier, just before I went on, and a strike 3, and just like that, 2 straight strikeouts with the bases loaded, nobody out. And if San Francisco can get out of this jam, that's going to give them a lot of momentum.
Even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter was.
Well, here comes a guy that I know can get the job done, Yadier Molina. And he hits it, but it's hit right to the first baseman. That's going to end it. They left the bases loaded, and they couldn't get anybody.
A couple of walks, but no damage. And hitting in the books, no score on the show.
And incredibly enough, no hits.
So now to the plate, Alex Dickerson for his career in this matchup. He's 1 for 5.
So far after 1, it's 0-0.
First pitch coming, here it is.
Well, Ash, if you get a chance to look at your character, in which your character was the first at bat, you can tell me what you think. Or just wait until you get a chance, I don't know. I mean, you are at second base, so that's all I will say. Hits it right to the first baseman, and they get the easy out. 1 down. Oh, I forgot to press that. Oh. Of course, here's a guy that was instrumental in the San Francisco Giants IRL run of dominance. During the first half of the 2010s. I mean, they won 3 championships in a span of 5 years, so they won it every other year. So it's not like they won it like back to back, then they had a couple of years, and then they won it again in the 5th year. Anyway, I just want to say hi. Gotta go though. Okay. To Mr. Inkware.
Start a game on the mound, you hope to settle in quickly and get into a groove, and he's definitely done that so far in the early going. Looks like he could go pretty deep into this one.
Still looking for our first hit in the ballgame.
And a swing and a miss. That's a pitch I really wouldn't have swung at. But anyway, the winner of this will go to the National League Championship game to either face off against the Atlanta Braves or the Phillies if they should manage to get the upset there.
Next to bat for the Giants, Brandon Belt. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive.
And here's another guy that was instrumental mainly towards the tail end of their championship dynasty years.
Now here it comes.
And a hit, and that's going to go into the gap, but not too far enough. So they just get one base. So, yep, there you are, Princess.
Absolutely scorched that base hit. Worthy of some show track love, and as you see it, it came off the bat at 110 miles an hour. That's definitely squaring a ball up.
Boom! Gets all of that. So we go from one Brandon to another.
Brandon Crawford digging in next. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. Lifetime against this particular arm, he's gone 2 for 6. He also has 1 home run. Now a swing and a fly
He smacks it. Now, I think I mentioned this towards the tail end of the previous stream yesterday, but I think it's worth bearing to repeat. I am going to be doing a Mario Kart 8 Championship Series, or what's it called? The Championship Tournament, I should say. But after that tournament, or before, just depends on... like, I have a poll on my Discord in which we will find out when we'll do Mario Kart. But as soon as I know, then I will tell you about when we'll do the next WWE show, because I do plan on doing that. I will post the card, though, for WWE 2K19, being is that we haven't done a show on that game for a while, so I do want to bring that back. Alright, so now a full count. And he hits it, but way out of bounds. And a swing and a miss, and they got him. Well, the Giants get their first hit, but nothing to show for it.
Now into the box, Tyler O'Neill.
All right, so Tyler O'Neill will get his first opportunity against Gossman.
First pitch on the way, and he fouls this one off.
Swing and a miss, and 0-2.
0-2. Time to look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Dave Lawrence.
Yeah, Dan, we got Dave Lawrence behind the dish tonight. One of the best in the game, I think. Consistent, well-respected, accurate strike zone. D-Bro, you hit it right there. He makes you bring the ball over.
And a swing and a miss, and Gossman gets himself another strikeout, his third.
He has the same strike zone in the first inning. You'll see that same strike zone in the ninth.
So it was a swinging strike 3. Tyler O'Neill is retired leading off the bottom of the second. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
And a hit right up the middle, but Kevin gets, or sorry, not Kevin, that was one of the Brandons. That was Brandon Crawford who got it. So while he was able to get the stop, he was unable to get the out. So that's going to be a inside, or was it an infield base hit is what it was. All right, so now it's pitcher versus pitcher. And a bunt. Nope. Bunted foul.
Throw over to first. Don't want to forget about it. A 1 pitch on its way. Showing bunt, but he winds up taking ball 1.
Great decision there to pull back. Step number 1.
And Flaherty is a first-round pick from the 2020 2014 draft. And they get the bunt. They'll get the out at first, but they advance the runner with 2 outs to go. That's a sacrifice. And next up is our very own Ash Princess. If she can get a solid base hit, then she might be able to score Bader from second to home. So big opportunity for Ashley to get this. Fouls it away. Hey, Joker, what's up?
Only 2 outs in the second inning. Ideally, you'd like to have 30 or less after 2 innings, so he's got some catching up to do.
And fouls away. It's now 1-2. Now Princess has to protect the plate. Anything close. That was not close. 2-2. And she hits it, and that's her first hit. And that could score the run. It does. Oh, now, wait a minute. Unfortunately, she got a little too aggressive and got caught. But not before getting the big hit and scoring the run. Now the Cardinals lead 1-0. Just got home from work. Awesome. Hope everything's going well in your life, Joker. And up next is your boy, Toad. But Ashley got herself a hit, even though she got caught trying to get 2 bases. But, hey, is your team playing? If you're talking about the Mets, unfortunately, they got eliminated. And then hit right to the third baseman, and they'll get me out. 1 down.
Next to hit will be the pitcher, Kevin Gossman. He's ready. Here's the first pitch.
All right, so now we have pitcher versus pitcher now.
They certainly can tell from their dugout, this guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Hit the target, but this is low, 2-1.
Certainly know he's not trying to work around the pitcher. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to throw a strike to a guy that you know won't swing the bat.
All even now, 2-2.
But other than that, though, I hope everything's going well, Mr. Joker. And I'm just wondering, that's all. And what's the call? All right, so it's now it's a full count. And Gossman doing pretty well against his fellow pitcher, Flaherty.
Fouled off.
And he hits this one. And hey, Clinton, what's up, man? Well, they get the second out. But hey, what's up, Clinton? Well, Clinton, I hope everything's going well, my friend. And a ball.
That's ball 1.
Kind of surprised not to see a fastball in the first pitch there. The guy's probably taking at least 1 pitch to give his pitcher a chance to sit down after he already made the second out.
And he hits it towards the third baseman, and they get the out. No problem. So that was relatively quick for the Cardinals on the field, but now they're going to be going up at bat. Already up 1-0. But anyway, oh, well, first and foremost, here is Kevin with his second opportunity. Last time he was up, he walked, and he chops it, but he doesn't get there far enough. So one down. Volsschmidt, he was hit by a pitch last time he was up, so it's still technically 0-0.
Isn't always about getting everyone out. Sometimes it's about being smart and knowing when to pick your battles. He's been really careful with this hitter so far, and rightfully so.
Here it comes, 2-0.
And, well, that was outside, so now it's 3-0. Now for Gossman, obviously he wants to give him something that he can swing and miss at, or get the ball in play. All right, so 3rd and 1. Yeah, very odd pitches. You know what, Clinton, if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to. If not, you can stay in the chat. I don't mind either way. But a walk for Goldschmidt, so Goldschmidt has been hit by a pitch and now has walked, so he's still 0-0.
A little bit more selective up there. Good take and a walk is the result.
Next it hit is Nolan Aronado. 0 for 1 went down.
Yeah, he was. Yep. Nolan Aronado was 0 for 1, and he had the bases loaded, but could not do anything with it. Let's see if he can fare much better here.
First pitch coming. Here it is.
And he hits it.
Pretty well out toward right center field. Center fielder giving chase. He gets
But
there,
your boy Toad got it.
So the next to bat will be Dylan Carlson. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
0-1, no strike.
Goldschmidt is off at first with 2 away.
Awesome. Okay, let me pause this for a moment. Let me get Clinton in the game here. So, BRB. Okay.
Outside, so it goes to 2-0 now.
All right, so 2-0 with 2 outs. A man at first.
From the stretch. Outside, 3-0 now.
And so far now the pitcher is starting to struggle. Anyway, what's up, Cage? Clinton. He gets a strike. Oh, there you are.
Hello.
So, how's everything going in Clinton's warped world?
Well, I fell again, but other than that, I'm all right.
Yeah, that's. I just pray one day you don't have to fall again, because it's just so sad. But I'm not gonna dwell on it too long. But
so 2 out, 2 on. Interesting scenario here.
yeah, and the thing is, the 2 that got on didn't even hit to get on.
Walks.
Yeah.
I was looking at my phone to get back in the PSN app. So.
All right,
that was
so
a nice pitch, though.
yeah, it was 1-1. And he gets the upper inside corner of the strike zone, so it's now 1-2. And he hits it, but they get the force out at second to end the inning.
Yeah, that can kill you. Like you need. That's why the leadoff person is so important.
Oh yeah. And as far as the in-game people, we'll get to them when they're either at bat or they make the play. But But who knows? Potentially, you guys could face either one of these two teams in the World Series.
True.
I mean, for matchup purposes, like in terms of like who would you better match up against? Who would you want to face in the World Series?
I have no particular choice, but just for the intrigue of East Coast versus West Coast, I would say hoping for San Fran. That usually is fun.
Okay, so basically a rematch of the last World Series that we had here on this channel. Anyway, they get the out at first. 1 down. And I believe that was the shortstop, the new guy, my good friend Kevin Dickey.
Yeah, you don't want to... Like, that's the good thing about pitching is you need to keep the ball low so they can get ground balls or strikeouts.
Yeah, and if you get ground balls, you'd want your infielders to get those outs.
Yep.
And of course we have Mike Yastrzemski. I'm not sure if he's related to Carl Yastrzemski, but he does hit this one, but not far enough. 2 down.
Yeah, I was high inside in the strike zone, and some hitters are really good at driving the ball in that area. So you got to know who you're facing.
Mm-hmm. I kind of find it. Oh well. Anyway, 1-0 is the count. Swing and a miss. That was a nice knuckle curve there by Flaherty, and he's up to 58 pitches, and we're in the 4th inning.
That's not awful, but that's when, if I'm a manager, I'm just start looking at getting my bullpen ready.
Oh, absolutely. And grounded out to the new second base lady, our very own Ash Princess. And she gets the play, and she gets it at first. Also, hey, Miles Stanley Ward.
Hey, Miles.
So yeah, next postseason, we're going to see Miles Stanley Ward with, I believe, his team, the Cincinnati Reds. I know not a lot of people
hasn't picked a favorite baseball team.
Oh, who? Sorry.
Ladybug.
Ladybug?
Yeah.
I mean, you would think out of all the sports that, baseball would be the most likely that, pets would play. And,
really
good shot there,
catching.
but not far enough. 1 down. That was a good one pitch out.
He's gotta...
Sorry.
That just seems like, to me, like pulling the ball like that, not the best idea. Maybe go opposite direction in that gap, so less chance of a catch by the outfield.
Mm-hmm. And then for Kevin Goldsman, it's also the 4th inning, and he's at 56 pitches. Well, make that 57 now.
This is something you just kind of keep an eye on the pitch count, because, like I said, I would prefer, most managers I've seen go with 100 pitches a game so they don't wear their arms out over the season.
And now the count is 3-1. So far, Gossman is struggling against this particular hitter, Bader. And he hits a dribbler.
Bader's doing a great job showing patience.
And, well, he beats out the throw at first by the pitcher, so it's an infield base hit.
Nicely done. And those guys with speed can be very, very dangerous because not only can they do that, but they can steal bases.
Well, a sacrifice by the pitcher Flaherty to advance the runner to first or to second, excuse me, and for this young lady right here, our very own Ash Princess. Any thoughts on her, or rather her look, and the fact that she's already knocked in a run?
She's gonna have to place the ball just right to get, because if she gets out in any way because of the 2 outs, the run won't count.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely right.
Hey, Wally.
And she hits this one, and is it gonna drop? No. Your boy Toad catches it. That was a great catch by yours truly to cover the whole field and get that ball.
Yeah, there's a... Yeah, like I said, that's why you stick your best athlete, in my opinion, in one of the 3 spots of center field, second base, or shortstop. Because you cover a big area in those 3 spots, so you want your best athletes there.
Yeah, and I'm surprised I still have the step to make it happen. But then again, I am a Toad, and usually Toads are known for being fast in Mario games. So, I'm not surprised, mother truckers.
I thought you were going to go Mother Canuckers there.
No. Well, I mean, I would if we were doing NHL, but that's another story for another time. Anyway. My thoughts and prayers goes to Florida, the collapse of the building. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was bad. I mean, honestly, no one saw that coming. I didn't.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, so what happened was in Florida, there was a building. I'm not sure if it was like a housing building or, or what kind of building it was, but it was, I don't want to say it's not a hotel. It's not an office building. It was like, apartments. So somehow, I don't know what happened, but the building itself collapsed. It was at least a 20-story building. And last I checked, one was confirmed dead, but I don't know about the others. But yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to the people there.
I only go to, Yahoo once a day. Yeah, positive vibes to them. I didn't know anything about it, so.
Anyway, that's his 4th strikeout for Jack Flaherty.
I only go to news sites once a day.
As Posey, that's the 2nd time in as many at-bats that Posey has swung out of the strike zone to try to chase a pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pitch, but, that was just a bad choice of swing right there, because it's nowhere near the bat at all.
Okay,
that was just a bad move by Posey.
Mm-hmm. So far, they said 4 have passed away and that 159 are missing. I hope that's all the deaths that they had, because that was just sad still. And that's another swing and a miss. I mean, although you could say that was a really good pitch by Flaherty. He worked up the zone.
Yeah, he's throwing a great game today, and that's gonna hurt San Francisco a lot, because if your bats ain't going, doesn't matter how good your pitcher is, you're not gonna win. Period.
Oh, absolutely. And so far, the 1 run was brought in by of course, Ash Princess. But yeah, it's amazing that Brandon Crawford has had the better part of 10 years, well, 10 years in fact, with San Francisco. I mean, he was there, like, he wasn't there for the first championship, well, during that particular run, but in 2012 and 2014, he was there. He was a big part of those championships that the Giants won during that time.
Oh, yeah, well, I gotta say, ideally, like, if this is anything scenario, if I'm on the Yankees, I want to face the Dodgers or the Mets.
Yeah. Only one problem.
Because there's history with both.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And
they're not
he
here.
hits it high, and wait, it's gone! I thought for a moment it was not going to make it, but it just escaped the reach of the glove, and it's out. Pitch right down the pike, and sometimes that can work, and sometimes, like in this case, it don't. You run a risk by throwing right down the middle of the strike zone. Yeah, it was middle inside, and he was able to pull it, not too hard, but just enough to get it out. And in fact, he almost caught it, did the right fielder, but not quite. But up next is, of course, your boy Toad. And I really don't even have to explain who I am. You know who I am.
You're that one guy. Huh, Ladybug? Yes, Ladybug's in here with me.
You know, I was impressed with Ladybug because I was like, I never knew Ladybug looked that good.
Ladybug's like, I want to play ball, Dad.
Can you feed me a bone, Daddy? Oh, not. All right, Ladybug.
Oh, this dog's part husky, so she's part husky, so she's very, very vocal.
Well, in any event, unfortunately, I made the mistake of popping it up, and that was an easy out for them. But Brandon Crawford comes in, and he hits himself a banger, and just like that, it's now a tie game, 1-1.
I know why he didn't. It didn't go like farther is because of the fact he didn't have full extension.
Well,
but still a well hit ball.
Oh, absolutely. Well, here's another new guy. A very good look at this young man named Kevin Dickey. And the only thing you should know is that he's a really big boy. He's a big boy.
Are we talking my nephew's pro wrestling character big here?
I think I'm trying to think of a good way to describe him. I mean, he's not.
Or
I mean,
Prince
sure.
Fielder size.
Oh no, he's smaller than Prince Fielder. But I'm trying to think of a good size, like. Oh, and he went for a dive, but he missed it, and that's going to drop in for a double. He could go for a triple, and he gets the triple.
Oh, that was...
Oh, now I know. Mike Trout. He's Mike Trout big. Athletic, and can hit, and he can run. So that's a good leadoff triple for Mr. Dickey. I mean, who knows? Maybe he might face the Cardinals.
Especially with no outs.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
Not as big of a historic rivalry as like the Dodgers.
And wait a minute.
The Yankees. And
Oh, Dickey went for it. Oh, that was not a good base running decision there.
That was a mistake.
I mean, now credit Gossman for getting the out.
Move.
Yeah, bad move. I mean, yes, credit, Gossman for getting the out along with Posey, but yeah, that was a bad mistake. I'm sorry.
he should have stayed on base because yeah, you get the out they get the out at first, but the least you can still potentially score a run, and now you're like, oh crap, you don't even have the chance.
And of course, so yeah, that run, or the lack of that run, could come back to bite him.
Oh, I think it will bite him. That was a bad move.
And an opposite field hit, and that would have scored the run that had Dickey stayed where he was. That would have done it.
Yep.
I mean, great hit by Arenado, though. Sorry.
But now, I mean, no sacrifice fly is going to drive in a run, and you still got plenty of skill in the infield here to get a double play. So.
Oh, absolutely. And a foul, and that's 1-1. And oh, very low pitch in the strike zone, and that gets a strike call. 1-2.
Yeah, a strikeout or a double play helps out greatly here.
Well, a strikeout indeed, because that's his fourth for Kevin Goldschmidt. Or, I'm sorry, Kevin Gossman, sorry. I got my names mixed up.
Because that prevents the sacrifice fly play. And so now all they got to do is get basically just an out at first, and they've got out of the jam.
Mm-hmm. Of course, here is the legendary Yadier Molina. In fact, he is, if not the last holdover of the last championship team that they had in 2011. And in fact, yep. 17 years with St. Louis, so that says a lot.
And if somebody they need to step up, it's him.
Yes, I was about to say. I mean, he was there when Pujols was like at the top of his game back then.
Oh, wow.
And well, they get the force at second and have no runs to show for it.
Yep, that move came back to bite him, because don't be surprised if they come back and score a run. I mean, San Francisco's no slouch hitting either.
No. And
I have a feeling they'll retire Pujols' number at some point.
Yeah, they probably will. So we now have a pitch hitter, excuse me, in Flores. So that means that Gossman will be out of the game, and we'll have a new pitcher when they go back to the mound.
That's kind of strange to pull him in the close game like this.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have thought that, okay, so both pitchers are struggling in terms of number of pitches, and it's a relatively close game, so you'd have thought that they'd stick with him, right? Although he hits this one, and it's not far enough. One down. So far, La Stella is 0 for 1. He has yet to even get anything going.
Yeah, this... Why would you swing that pitch?
I don't know. Maybe he was expecting a fastball and he didn't get it. Oh, that was a good hit, but it hooks foul. 1-2.
Yeah, riding the line, foul lines is a good strategy if you're a hitter, but it can come back to bite you if it goes foul.
Well, one thing that did happen was the fact that it got popped up, so that's another out. I mean, I will say that I do like the presentation of the graphics on the screen for like stats and things like that.
Yeah, but I only have MLB The Show 11, so.
Okay. Okay, so in that game you still had Derek Jeter and A-Rod and some of the guys that were big stars going into that game, and David Ortiz.
Hi, Ladybug. I decided, though, to change it a little bit to be younger because I'm playing a franchise mode.
Okay. Well, one thing is for sure is Goldschmidt gets a line out to end the top of the sixth as we go into the bottom of the sixth. Still tied. And here is the new guy, Nick Tropiano. Or Tropiano, sorry.
Do you like baseball, Ladybug? Is that why you're, like, bugging me so much?
I wonder if Ladybug wants to play.
Do you want to play? Say yes. She just gave me the yes paw, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, I would think that she would like to, I don't know. I mean, you might have to get her a little toy baseball. I say toy because
somehow I got her into wrestling.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you were able to get a dog. You know, and like it's like Cinderella stuff, you know. Like if you remember in Cinderella they turned the mice into horses.
Yeah. What?
Or maybe she wants her fancy feast. I don't know.
I don't know either. She is a very weird dog. We got her as a rescue, and she was 2 years old from an abusive owner, so.
Oh, that's terrible. The fact that they treated her like that. Anyway, hit right to the second baseman, and they get the out at first. One down.
Yeah, it seems like all the bats for both teams today are just cold.
Yeah, because St. Louis got one on a base hit by Ash Princess, and then San Francisco, they got theirs on a home run, so that tells you something. And he swings at it too early. Does Bader. And Bader
I just have a feeling this is going to come down to last out.
Yeah, it could very well do that. But if it does, it'll make for a great game.
Oh yeah, why were you bunting? What is wrong with you?
I really wish I could answer that, but I can't.
He like put his bat down to bunt. It's like there's nobody on base.
Oh well, the first baseman. The first baseman, I believe that was Brandon Belt, went for a dive, but he couldn't. He was able to stop it, but he wasn't able to catch it. And they get the base hit infield style, and it looks like they will, in fact, replace Flaherty on the mound with a pitch hitter in Tommy Edman. So, yeah, now both teams are doing it, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, once the pitch count gets to a certain point, they're like, okay, we're done. I mean, they need to look at the pitching on tape after this game is over for both teams, whoever wins. Cause
yeah, that's what they would have to do is, you know, correct the mistakes that they made. especially the base running error, and a stolen base attempt. And he's safe. Bader gets a stolen base.
Hey, that was a good idea right there.
So now a solid base hit single or a double can get a scored run.
Yep.
And on deck is our very own Ash Princess. And ooh, good hit, but hooks foul. Now a full count.
Full count. I'd still be careful here because you have an out. You don't want Ash to be up there with 2 outs.
Well, I'm afraid that's the case as Edmund swings and misses, and that's another strikeout.
Uh-oh.
So now Ash is going to have to do what she did 2 at-bats ago, and that's get a hit that drives in a run. And the same run that was scored was by Bader.
So, yeah, she's going to...
And she hits it, and it's going to go into the gap. It's going into the gap, and that's going to score another run. And Princess will make it to second this time, and it is in fact a double.
That is exactly what you need to do in that situation. Well hit ball, well placed ball. And now, even with 2 outs, they score a run, take the lead.
And it looks like they're going to intentionally walk my good friend Kevin Dickey.
Why would, I'm confused by this play.
Well, I guess maybe they heard that Kevin Dickey has. I don't know if you know this, but Kevin, you know, IRL he's 18 years old IRL, and from what I understand, based on what some of his friends have told me about him, is that he bench pressed 500 pounds.
Yeah, but still, in this situation, I mean,
I know it doesn't make sense
really
though.
Been hitting too great today.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I wouldn't walk him at that point.
I mean, it's not like he's Babe Ruth or somebody like that.
Yeah. Hey,
Also,
Insane One.
Hey, welcome Insane One, the Stanley Cup champion, my friend.
Oof, don't remind me.
Well, I only mentioned it just because, he won it, not so much because the less said about that, the better, but... And, wow, that was close. That was inside the upper part of the corner, and that could have just as easily been a ball, but, well, I'm pretty sure the Giants will take that.
I will say the odd strategy paid off, but I still don't understand it.
I mean, of course, if you're Kevin, I mean, you're obviously going to take the walk because that helps your base percentage or your batting average there, but other than that...
Or actually, it helps your on-base percentage if you get walked.
Oh, yeah. And here's another guy that has struggled, and that's Mike Yastrzemski. We'll see if he fares much better against Tyler Webb. And his first pitch is a strike. That's a good sign if you're St. Louis. And hits it the other way, but it's foul. But anyway, how's everything going in Insane Land, Mr. Insane One? And way too low. Ball 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too cocky. If I was the Giants, I would keep putting the pressure on.
Well, yeah, true. Although I really wouldn't be cocky, especially if I'm down by 1 run.
Oh, I was talking about the Cardinals.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
It's all good.
All right, 2-2. And protects, and still 2-2. And outside of the strike zone, on very well outside, and now it's 3-2.
And he pitched himself into a corner.
But he swings and misses, does Yamstrensky, and Webb gets himself his first strikeout.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they've shut them down. They've only allowed 1 run, and that was a home run by Brandon Crawford.
First pitch of the AB on its way. Arenado is over to take a look.
So yeah, the 1, 2, 3, 4 guys have struggled.
You just take what runs you can get.
So 0-2 is the count, and he gets the outside bottom corner for strikeout number 2 for Cobb, or I'm sorry, Webb. My bad.
San Francisco better do something to turn on the bats, because they're just having all sorts of bad luck today.
Yep. Well, here comes Buster Posey, and like I said, great hero in his day, but he's got it. But what have you done for me lately? 2 strikeouts. And he hits it right to Princess, and they get the out at first. And that's going to do it for the top of the 7th as we get ready for the 7th inning stretch. And as customary, I am going to stand up. Oh, and also, that's a pretty nice touch that they referenced the previous game. Nice attention to detail there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right, so we now get to Nolan Arenado. And we'll see if he has much better luck against Tropiano.
This doesn't strike me as a situation where he's going to be working around a guy. I think he's going to challenge him right here. It's hard, but
I mean,
if I'm this leadoff hitter, I gotta get on base somehow. Walk or hit, doesn't matter.
yeah. And he pops it up, and Brandon Belt gets under it. 1 down.
Because a 1-run lead is not safe in baseball. We've seen it happen.
Oh yeah, we have, and I mean, heck, even my gosh, even a 3-run lead is not safe. I've seen it happen before, man.
Yeah, batters just need to stay patient at the plate and wait for the right ball to hit. Excuse me.
And that's back-to-back plays for Belt at first base, and he gets the out at first, touching the base. 2 down. I mean, of course, it's good for the pitchers and the fielders that are, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the hitters, they're not doing too good.
let it fly right there. Usually you're looking for a fastball elevated to get the party started.
And Molina 0 for 3, and he hits this, and is it going to drop? It dropped! It dropped, and just barely avoid the tag at second when the ball dropped. That was a bloop single.
Yeah, the pitcher's got to wonder what he has to do to get it past this guy. That pitch was off the plate.
Yeah, that was just misplayed there. I mean, he was unable to get to there in time, and not only that, it dropped.
Yeah, but it looked like it dropped foul to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was so close though, but I guess, you know what? Let's look at the replay. Oh no, wait, we can't look at the replay yet. We have to wait until it's, because I want to see that last part. Shall we?
Yeah, 'cause it looked foul to me.
It looked foul. Okay. All right, so Tyler O'Neill gets a chance to be a hero and add to the lead, but okay, let's take a look. The previous play. What happened? Okay. All right, I'm gonna focus the cursor on the ball, if I can find it. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna focus the camera on the line. All right, so he hits this, and I'm gonna go slowly, and then point the camera down. Here we go. So it's falling, it's falling, it's falling, and he gets there, and when it drops, yeah, right there. He doesn't get there in time, and it is
barely.
fair. Barely.
Okay. It's just the camera angle they had, it looked foul.
So at least you could say that Molina earned that hit.
Yeah, because that was close.
Well, now the question is, can Tyler O'Neill get the job done? Right now he's already down in the count 0-2. Matt Weisler, I believe is his name, and he swings and misses. He swings out of the strike zone and strikes out.
That was wasted a very well hit ball, because that, like I said, from the camera angle I saw before the replay, it looked foul, and that it dropped fair.
Okay, it looks like we're going to have a pitching change at some point. Let's see what we have. We have Andrew Miller, who had a 1-1 record. And these are the stats from the 2020 season. He had 6 saves out of 11 opportunities, so we'll see if he can... I mean, of course, usually a pitcher like that would be the setup man for the closer. Usually.
Yeah, they're going with the setup because they have a lead, so they do need to be careful.
And if this lead holds up, then they'll probably send in Alex Reyes to get the job done, who's in the bullpen. All right, so, but of course, to do that, they'll have to get through Brandon Belt, who has been the most consistent, or one of the more consistent hitters for the Giants. And he hits it, and whoa, what a play by the first baseman, or not the first baseman, the pitcher, and they somehow he was somehow able to get the play at first base. Even, well, you'll see the replay, but that was a heck of a play there by the pitcher. Any thoughts on that?
That was highly skilled play to get that first out.
And it hit in the air, but not far enough. 2 down. All right, well now I need to step up my game because I've been 0 for 2 thus far. Now 0-1 is your boy Toad. Now make that 1-1, your boy Toad. I mean, really, what does Toad have to do other than swinging and missing,
Again,
obviously?
Well, that's not what he should be doing. He should be patient and wait for the appropriate hit.
Although he hits this one, and well, he gave it a ride, but not far enough. Giants still cannot get anything going.
Nope, they've only got 2 hits in the entire game. That's definitely not going to get you the job done.
Well, here's a guy that has gotten the job done, and that is, he is 3 for 3, is Harrison Bader. So, any thoughts on Mr. Bader's performance thus far?
Great game so far. I mean, it's rare that you hit 100 in a game. You usually don't hit that. I mean, you're lucky to go 3 for 4 in a game. So if he gets a hit here, or even a walk, he stays 100 for a game. Don't believe that's happened too much.
I mean, it's possible. It's just, like you said, it doesn't happen very much. It really doesn't. He hits it down the middle, and you can make it 4 for 4.
Holy crap.
I mean, this guy is, like, what the hell is he on?
Yeah, that, especially when you've got great hitters behind him, that's just, wow.
All right, so we have our next pitch hitter in Lane Thomas. We'll see if he fares much better than the guys that came before him.
Now he can just drop a bunt for the sacrifice bunt.
Well, right now he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Make that 3-0 now. Right now, Whistler is not. Whistler's gonna have to start tightening up a little bit.
Well, I can say in MLB history there are only people that are to have a literal 100 batting average in the history of MLB.
Really?
Yeah.
And Thomas, nice, well hit, but he hits it right to me as I get to it. Your boy Toad gets the out, and that's 1 down.
John Pagoric, he was from born in 45. He has literally, he's batted 100 in his career, but there's only 27 guys that have done it. But there's the trick. They've all never had a ton of at-bats.
Well, no shit. I'm sorry, but it's like I mean, unless you're God, you can't go. You're not perfect. That's just the way I look at it.
Or unless you're a mutant that can control like telekinesis and just run the ball out of the park every time.
Yeah, that would be, but then that's considered cheating, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, up next is Ash Princess, who accounts for 2 runs batted in. So
Yeah.
you could say that Bader is is the player of the game, but you could also say that Ash is also the player of the game. But
I would give it to Ash because, yeah, she's not batting 100, but she's also drove in the runs. If they continue.
all right, so 1-2 is the count. And she hits this one, and make that 3 for 4. for Ash. That's not going to drive in a run, but that advances the runner one space, so that's runners at first and second. A solid base hit single.
Oh yeah, it can move the runner into scoring position.
So here is Kevin, who is 1 for 2, but that's mainly for the fact that he's walked twice. Once unintentionally, and the second time intentionally. And a triple.
Well, he's got the power to drive in a run, or multiple runs in this case. So they've got to worry about him in here because he's only got 1 out. He doesn't have 2. So.
Oh, and we saw a graphic of runners left on base. The Giants have had 1 runner left on base, while the Cardinals had 12.
And yet the Cardinals are in the lead. That should tell you something.
Yeah, it tells you that they're getting hits, but they've only been able to cash in on, I would say, 1/6 of the runs. I had to do the math in my head. All right, so 3-1 in the favor of Kevin Dickey. And now it's a full count.
Nope. Dickey's got to make a choice here. Does he want to...
And he swings and misses. Good.
Oh.
That was a very good strikeout there by Whistler. I mean, he did what he had to do for the Giants.
Yeah. And now that makes the pressure way, way easier for
Paul Goldschmidt.
Or I almost looked like he rolled his ankle.
I don't know, but otherwise, the game would have said that he would have rolled an ankle, because we saw what happened with Chaos when he had an injury. All right, but now for Goldschmidt, he's 0 for 2, and he had, I believe he already had a walk before that. So he's 0 for 2 with a walk, is basically what I'm saying.
Lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball and play hard.
And he hits it right to the second baseman, and they'll get the out at first. They do. End of the 8th. So they do not cash in on any more runs, and that's good if you're the Giants, because when we get back, the Giants need to score at least 1 run to keep the game going. Anything less than that, it's over. And just as I expected, Alex Reyes is coming in for the save opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Now,
that'd be the smart decision.
Yeah. Kurt Caselli is the pitch hitter to start off with. If San Francisco needs a hero, they'll need it now.
Oh yeah, because this is the last inning, so.
Well, Caselli starts out with a hit, a base hit.
And really all they need to do is just drive in 1 run to keep the game going.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
I mean,
hit ball, drove it the opposite direction, and it worked perfectly.
And here's Listella, who is 0 for 3. If there's ever a time he needs to get out of the slump, he needs to get out of it for San Francisco's sake. Two and 0. And fouls it off inside part of the plate. I mean, right now the Cardinals have where they want them, and you know, yeah, you could say that the pressure's on San Francisco, but you could easily say that it's on, you know, St. Louis, for the fact that if they blow this, they blow a lead. And and Reyes, to my point, just walked him.
Yeah, that was a mistake right there.
Yeah, because La Stella has not gotten on base unless it's a walk.
And
But
he's their normal leadoff guy, and that's your best base stealer, so...
Well, it looks like they brought in a pitch runner, so we'll see if that pays off. And here's another guy that's been struggling, Solano. And he's going to show bunt, and they're going to get the out at second. And he baits the throw at first, so they get the out at second. So now there are runners on the corners now. So now it's up to Yemstremski to channel some of that magic that I don't know if he's related to Carl Yemstremski, but he's going to have to draw some of that magic right now.
All he has to do is pop it out deep enough.
On the flip side,
necessarily have to get a hit.
Yeah, and on the flip side, if you're Alex Reyes, you want to get that double play to end this game.
Yep, you can see it by the look on his face.
All right, so 1-1 is the count. Make that 2-1 now.
He needs to calm down and stop, like, trying to throw crazy pitches.
All right, fouls it away, and now it's 2-2.
That one I think was a mistake.
And he gets him on the low part of. He gets him on the lower, the low outside corner. Does Reyes, and they get the strikeout. That's huge. Because now they can't even do the.
Took a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that it takes a lot of pressure off of him, but it also puts the pressure on San Francisco because now they need a hit. They can't do a pop-up or a sacrifice fly now. And it comes down to Alex Dickerson, who still has no hits to show for it.
Here's the first pitch. Fouled off.
Fouled off.
The 0-1.
And too low below the strike zone. I can't talk. 1-1. And gets the outside part of the strike zone. 1-2. So if you're Dickerson, you gotta hit if it's too close. But he's not gonna hit at something that's too close to him and high. 2-2.
Yeah, that almost hit his elbow, which you don't want to hit by the pitch right now either.
No, and he just misses it on the outside, on the upper outside corner. So now it's a full count. Dickerson's got to protect. Otherwise, let it go.
Yep.
He lets it go, and it is a walk. Now the bases are loaded.
That was great at bat by Dickerson.
But now Buster Posey, I've known him to, as a fan, I've known him to come through in the clutch. He's done it before. We'll see if he can reach back for some of that magic as he takes a strike.
Draw a walk.
Yeah, draw a walk. And if you do hit it, you better get a good one. And he hits it the other way. Now it's 0-2.
Yeah, he's got to protect the plate.
And if you're Reyes, you have him right where you want him. The worst thing you could do is hit him. And he swings and misses. It's over. They left the bases loaded, and San Francisco falls just short of coming close to tying the game, and the Cardinals move on.
He should not have swung at that pitch. It's just a case of too many blown opportunities.
Well, the Giants are out, which means that the Cardinals will have to await either the Phillies or the Braves. Even Ladybug can't believe it. So
yeah.
So the player of the game and the winner is Jack Flaherty. 6 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, allowed 2 hits, and an earned run.
I disagree with that.
Why?
I would have given it to Ash because he wouldn't have won without her 2 RBIs.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she was 3 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Though you could also probably make a case for Harrison Bader going for 4 for 4. Without those hits, Ash doesn't drive any of them.
Yep.
And we could be looking at a San Francisco 1-0 win. But for now, the Cardinals will await to either host the Phillies or go to Atlanta. That's what's at stake for the next game between those two teams. So, by process of elimination, that means that the next game is going to be, and I'm going to verify this, it's going to be Detroit at New York, with Clint starting that game.
Oh, but that hurts. The Tigers, their best pitcher's out.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Turnbull can, turn the table, so to speak, but I take it you're looking forward to next week, right?
I'm looking forward to it.
I mean,
1, I get to topple the Tigers, and 2, I get to pitch.
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking and seeing if, I've been awaiting John, MBN John, that is, whether he's going to do his wrestling show, because I've been waiting for that, and it seemed, and just when it seemed it was going to happen, either something would happen, and because one time he was about ready to go, but then at the last minute something happened, like he was asked to like don't you hate it when you plan to do something and then something comes up?
Yeah,
that's what happened.
A lot.
That's what happened. So that's what it is. But that is the matchup for Detroit, New York. Also, let me double check one thing. Because I have a straw poll, and it's for the Mario Kart 8 Cup. But the reason I mentioned that is either before or after, depending on what day. Because I have a poll to determine which day the fans want me to do the stream or do the Cup series. And so far it looks like Sunday is winning out. So that means that it looks like after Mario Kart 8, I can do another episode or another show of WWE.
Makes sense.
So I figured, it's been long enough. I gotta get back to WWE at some point. But as far as really quickly before we end it off, for Detroit and New York, what does Detroit have to do somehow if they want to squeak in and get the win?
They're gonna have to figure out me. And it's not easy considering I don't do what most pitchers do.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't rely on a fastball to get me through everything.
And as far as New York, I mean, obviously, what do they have to do?
Just drive in runs.
Well, that's very straightforward.
It's pretty easy. They get me enough runs, I will get them a win. No questions asked.
So we'll find out what happens.
Honestly, me personally, I see Atlanta as the biggest threat to a Yankees win.
Yeah, and of course, as I mentioned before, the World Series is not a one-game series. It's a best-of-3 series. I figured just allow a 3-game series. But in any event, I'm just going to end it off. I won't be streaming tomorrow, and then we'll find out if, and then I'll find out the results of the poll. But in the meantime, I will share with you the card for the WWE show on Discord for those of you who have that. Otherwise, you can just stay tuned and watch it when it happens.
I think the win just appeared in the chat somewhere. I just hear something just...
I mean, it says boo, Clinton, boo. Again, these guys are just taking the piss at each other. But with all that said, I will see you guys on Sunday, should that day win. If not, I'll get back to you guys on that one. But the only thing I will tell you for sure is that there will not be a stream tomorrow. That's for sure. So with that said, from all of us here, this is Toad. Also, Clinton, Tito is looking for you.
Later, guys.
Yep, later. And don't worry, Joker. Clinton's on his way. I'm just ending my stream. Until then, have a great day, everybody.